To you, how important is to be not only the face of NWA, but a role model to the rest of the talents, on the court, behind the curtain over there? You are an experienced veteran, but you also can perform at a high level, as we could see in your last match. How important is to be a good role model and give them good advice?
Oh, it's very important. I hope that I am proof that if you want something bad enough, if you're willing to work hard enough, if you're willing to not take no for an answer, you will be rewarded. You will win. You will be successful. We live in a world that it's easier to hate and be negative than to be positive and embrace people. I want to be that change. I know I don't look like the normal today's world champion. I know I don't have a six pack. I have a mirror and I know what I look like. I know, there's no hiding that. But what I want people to know is it's not always about what's on the cover of the book. It's about what's inside of it, man, and what it can do for you. We live in a superficial world where looks and what people think about you are more important than who you really are. And to me, it's more important on who you really are as a person, because you're going to get the same guy you see on NWA Power at the grocery store or at the gas station. There's right and wrong. There's no gray area. Don't be an asshole. Be a good person. It's not hard. Think about others. Don't think about just yourself. Treat people with respect and work hard. If you ain't got it, go get it. If you want it bad enough, go figure out a way to do it legally. Go get it. But don't sit there and let people put parameters around you and put you in a box and say you're only good enough for this. That's bullshit. It's a horrible way to think of things. If you want something bad enough, you work your ass off for it. You keep going after it. And this is I'm a prime example. It took me 22 years. It took me a lot of heartache. It took me a lot of companies that didn't see the value in me for me to get here, but I said I wasn't going to let them beat me down. I did for a little while. I did. I let it get to me for a little while. But once I realized that I had people that still believed in me, I knew that I could do this. I just knew it would take time. And once I had that inspiration and I had those people standing behind me, brother, wasn't nobody going to stop me.
Man, inspiring words. As mentioned, one of your best friends, Lance Ken, unfortunately passed away. Your mentor, Harley Race, as well, is not here with us. Do you felt them, or do you thought in them, like you thinking of them once you won the title, like once you hold the title?
Oh, of course. Like those were the two guys that were some of my biggest supporters in the business. And if both of them were there, they would have been running, they would have been running into the ring to give me a hug. Even Harley would have been, down ringside and I know he would have gave me a hug. I wanted to, I have Lance Cade and Harley Race stamped on my back. Wherever I go, whatever I do in the pro wrestling business, I will always be attached to those two gentlemen. So to a certain extent, me being world champion is like Lance being world champion and Harley being world champion again. Because when I go around, I have no problems telling the world how much I love those two men and how great I thought of them. And that if Lance was here, I may be fighting him for this world title. And that's just a shoot. That's the God's honest truth. And I guarantee you, if Harley was a young man and he said it in interviews, he would wrestle me for the world title.